Tamba Hali posted early morning around 7 a.m. Video of him working out with George Karlaftis in the dojo. Where I don't know. I think it might be a karate thing. Do they call that the same for like Taekwondo? Is that the not Taekwondo? What is he? Muay Thai? What is?
No, no, dojo is in martial arts.
It's
You
martial arts
know,
in general.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, dojo.
So he was in the dojo with George Karlaftis.
Yeah,
And
dojo,
again,
ring, and all that. Yeah.
so again, pretty much doing what he's, last few years working with Tamba. Two things there. Obviously, it's great to see George doing the extra work, but seeing a legend like we talk about you coming on here when you do talk to young bucks, you are giving them bestowing their wisdom, your wisdom that you have to them. Tamba as well as doing that with the guys who he lives in Kansas City, so he's able to do that with these guys like George Karloff. So hopefully, our guy Gelati goes there at some point, and I'm sure George will bring him along to a dojo event with them. But just seeing Tamba continue, a friend of the show, continue to bestow his wisdom, JD, just kind of one of those guys, like, is just always going to give back to Kansas City. And it's great to see the young bucks embracing that with Tamba. So here's the clip, and I have some other footage of Tamba with George here.
Here with Dave and George.
So that was pretty much it. That was his clip, just showing that they worked out together this morning. But this is, I think, from last year. No, from January. This is a clip of them working out together. But JD, just overall thoughts on Tamba kind of giving back to the young bucks.
Man, that's everything. When you have a guy like this of that prestige and the type of legacy and what type of player he was, to work out with these guys, man, they have to pay homage to who this guy is. I mean, this is huge. This is huge, man. My brother Tamba right here, man, is as good as a guy you're gonna get for one. And this is him doing this all himself. Coming up to guys, say, hey man, like this is what you had to work out on. And he was another one of those guys who was a hard worker all the time. You could tell Tamba to slow down and practice it. It was no slow down for him. He did everything full speed. That's how he played. And so right here, he's teaching everybody leverage, how to get your arms, hands, movement, push and pull, tug. Like, somebody was saying jujitsu, this is what this is. So you can just get, on, the upper hand on him. But Tamba, man, he's an icon in this thing, man. He's a huge deal. And I love that he's working with George. All those defensive ends should be in that joker right now. Seriously. And so what you said that what's the name works out with him as well, FAU.
Yeah, FAU has worked out with him before, yep.
Mm-hmm. So, man, Tamba, man, it's good to see that, man. He's a dangerous man. I love it. But this is good stuff right here. This is good stuff.
And talk about the Karlaftis thing as well. It also shows his dedication to his craft, right? He's got OTAs going on, but on top of OTAs, he's waking up at the crack of dawn and hanging out with Tamba and working out, on top of OTAs and doing the other stuff he's doing. He's also doing this too, adding this to his regimen too. It also tells you the kind of guy and work ethic that Karlaftis has as well.
Yeah, definitely. This is somebody who's thirsty for knowledge. And when you have a resource like this, man, you got to tap into it. I mean, if you're anybody who's serious about getting better and you have a guy like Tamba Hali who's willing to work with you, you take every opportunity and advantage of that as you can. You know what I mean? And somebody was sitting there saying like they should put Tom on the salary and have all defensive ends go there. We used to have a martial arts guy that would come in and we would work with all off season. They would come up there and defensive ends and stuff like that would work with him. So I think Tom, kind of adopted this part and was like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. What else is guys gonna do with that type of knowledge, man? You gonna keep it to yourself? That's how I feel about it. I mean, as going to the coaching world or maybe going and giving some notes and some practices, you extend that knowledge. Somebody said passing the torch. Yes, your job and duty is to make sure the younger guys, get involved with this. So they can become as good as they can possibly be. We've had our time. We have had our time. Now those guys are on true display. So this man, that's why Tamba, because of who he is, speaks volumes into why this happens. really, because he don't have to do it. He doesn't. I don't think he's on any type of payroll, any of those things, man. He's there to help guys. And that's how big Thomas' heart is, man. He's a real person, real dude all the way through. I love that Joker, man. It's good people. It's good people. So, I'm always like just smile every time I see Tamba, man. It's my brother right there. He's good people.
He's a good dude. Friend of the show as well.
Yes,
I've seen him also giving back to at Penn State as well. Yeah, obviously he went to Penn State, and I've seen videos of him going back there and kind of running through some stuff that he's bestowing his wisdom on those young bucks as well. So like that's just the Tom is the kind of the giving guy, giving his knowledge to the next generation.
Yeah, for sure. That's important, man. It's good because he's doing things that a lot of coaches cannot do or may not have the thing to do. Like he's actually physically shown them how to get better and doing those things, right? From a guy who's done it before, who's actually played the position. And that's those things like that, man. That's man, you talking about a gold mine. That's it right there. Shoot. I seen somebody else working out the other day, man. Vonnie Holiday. Me and Vonnie play together. He's helping guys, kind of, get right defensive end and stuff.
That's awesome. I love Vonnie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, Tamba is different and unique in the fact that he does a lot of things, defensive line coaches don't teach this stuff and don't know this stuff. He's got like expertise on top of expertise, right? Expert pass rusher. On top of that, also judo, jiu-jitsu, all this other stuff that you can apply to the game that a lot of these coaches can't teach, be at the college level or the NFL level. So like he does bring in like an extra it's like having someone with a PhD or doctor coming into your classroom to teach stuff that like your professor can't teach. He knows this stuff.
He knows it. He's been in the surgery room, right? He's been there. He's did the work. He's got his hands dirty. Literally got his hands dirty. Okay, and so sometimes you may have coaches who hadn't necessarily done it. They're trying to teach on the board. They're trying to give you technique, but a guy that's actually been there. Is absolutely valuable to do it, really. And at a high level. That's another thing though, too. So, and he'll talk them through it. Like, how do you feel about this? Or what do you think about that? Like you can see, Karlaftis kind of, pondering questions. Like, how did this look? What's the speed of it? And I'm sure they probably call him after the game is over, get critique. What do you think about this? How'd it look? So,
and I'll never forget, we played the Chargers one of his last years. It was, the guys shaking hands after the game. But I remember him and Joey Bosa. Bosa must have come in to ask him a question, or I don't know how it went down. Either Bosa asked him a question about fundamentals or something, or Thomas saw something in his fundamentals and he was correcting him on or something. After the game, right? Division rival, game over. But like that's the kind of guy he is. He's like giving pointers to a younger guy on another team because Tamba knew he had maybe 1 year left. I think at that point maybe. But I thought that always sticks out in my memory as one of the things that towards the end of Tamba's career, helping out a dude on the other team after a game.
Yeah, that's the type of person he is, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't always just about like competition and just being above somebody. It's like, hey, I'm here to help you out. So. Yeah, man, that's character means a lot. And he explains character the way it should be displayed. That's who Tamba is. So,
yeah, no, Tamba, love Tamba. And I think Bill Belichick also said there was one guy he wished he could have coached. It was Tamba Hali. I remember it was before one of the games we played against them. One of the last few years he was there. I remember Bill Belichick said that it was one of the few guys he wanted to coach was Tamba Hali. That was a guy that he said it was in a run up it was a run up to a Chiefs game when he was talking about the guys on our team. And he said Tamba Hali was one of those guys that always stood out to him on film that he would love to have coached.
That is an appreciation from the highest order.
Big time.
Heck yeah. I mean, daggone it. I mean, you're talking about the type of defensive ends that he coached and he's seen and he's been around.
Yeah.
Saying Tamba, because he knows what he's going to get out of Tamba. He knows that. So he'd just be enjoyed to coach a guy like this.
Yeah.
I think anybody would.
For sure. And I'm glad he spent all of his career in Kansas City. Never had to go play for the Patriots.
Yes, sir.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, Subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.